Hey, Dr. Cindy here. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I was in a conversation with some of my white friends who were also allies. And I was pointed to a particular post from a gentleman who seemed to think that not only that whites have a culture, but some of the things that he was saying were really like off base. And one of the things that he mentioned was that age-old question, which really comes up now, is that it's why can't white people be proud to be white if blacks can be proud to be blacks? So I wrote an essay about it, and here it goes. I recently received an IM with the question why white people are considered racist if they are proud of their race and blacks aren't. Despite the obvious reasons that are clouded by the cognizant dissonance of white people as to the reality of white supremacy and everything it has done to humanity, I threw in a few long-winded thoughts, because I don't care if a whole paragraph is one sentence. Now, anybody who is a cohort from my master's program at St. Joe's in writing knows that I have a tendency to make a rather long sentence, and I am the queen of the semicolon. Now, there is nothing inherently wrong with being proud of your own race. I mean, given the fact that race has become a thing, because it really isn't. But since we have to assume it is in this world, in this life that we live in this country, there's really nothing wrong inherently about being proud of your own race. But, and here's the big but, blacks have not built an entire culture based on their supremacy to whites. Think about that. Black culture is not centered around our supremacy to white people. Blacks do not control and deny white existence in this country. 3, whites did not and do not get hung or killed by police for being uppity or for simply being white. 4, generations of negative, bigoted behavior by whites against blacks and indoctrination as to what is considered normal, i.e., skin, culture, etc., and the contrast by whites of bad and criminal behavior of blacks, contrary to real statistics and reality itself, worked and works consistently to lower the esteem of black people by design. That's not done to whites. 5, there was and is never a question of white superiority by white people. There's never a question about it. Nobody asked white people. It's supposed to be understood. There isn't a question of how they think of themselves, which is evident in their exceptionalism. And I know a lot of people have heard about white exceptionalism. It's not even just white exceptionalism, it's national exceptionalism. United States is the best country in the world. That's exceptionalism. Okay? Whites own that distinction, however feigned. 6, no one is systematically placing whites in a perpetual position of denial of opportunity or apportionment at best. Certainly because blacks are not in control of white life. Let me repeat that. No one is systematically placing whites in a perpetual position of denial of opportunity or apportionment of said opportunity. Certainly because blacks are not in control of white life. 7, black people never decided that black people were inferior. But white people did and do. Therefore, black people who dare to dispute that which whites have used to sustain their existence to the detriment of blacks are indeed heroes for it. You understand that? Black people who dare to dispute this ideology of white supremacy and superiority are heroes. Many have been murdered for daring to be proud of themselves and expressing it in the not too distant past. I certainly, at 64, have lived to see it. Besides, this question is better answered by the white people with the real power who render the very white people they lied to invisible when Nixon designed the colorblindness and ushered in the post-racial era in this country. Okay, this question is better answered by the very people who were rendered invisible. So here's some questions. Ask them why they designed this thing called race, created a harmful, inhumane system to support it, and then created an atmosphere where white people could be individually indicted for the behavior that their system spawned. Ask them why they made white people close their eyes and pretend that their own whiteness didn't exist, convincing them that white was just the normal state of being. Ask them why now they won't own the apparent irreparable damage they caused to white people who look like them by making them believe that they were superior based on skin color. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Skin color, the color of your skin. While the reality has served to sever the umbilical cord of their very humanity with the rest of us, and made them feel so disgusted as to even ponder the question as why they feel racist for simply acknowledging the race that they were given by the people in power who share their color, but took away their right to embrace it. Does anybody who's listening in understand what I mean when I say that? See, because white people, I did a video about this before. It was white people who think they're in charge or don't know who's in charge, but think that they are. And, the fact that they are also being subjugated. See, that's this whole thing. That's that whole lie that was perpetuated on them. That screwed them up. Sure, it hurt us. It hurt black people irreparably. But screwed them up too. Because now they're in a really bad situation. They got their color taken away. It's just come back. And they don't know how to deal with it. It's like, do I even have the right at this point to be happy about myself? Not if you think of yourself in terms of a collective, white people. And that's what you're going to have to start doing. All right? You're going to have to start looking at yourself. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself some questions. All right? I'm not going to stay on here too long, but I just wanted to put that out there because it was something that was discussed the other day. I'm going to be doing more of these. I'm going to be going into my essays and getting a little deeper into them. And of course, if you want to share or, in fact, I would ask, share this with a friend. who might really want to know. I mean, if they don't want to know, whatever. But some of these things are really important for both black and white people to understand. And I understand also if you're in a situation where you are interested in what is being said, but you can't watch it because you're at work, or you have a job that you have to be really careful about what you view, and what you view or who you friend on Facebook and things like that. I understand that. This is why I'm going to be putting them up on YouTube as well. There's some things here that are really important to know, because everybody's been lied to. And now that this mess is out in the open, you're seeing the lies for what they are. I mean, every day there's another lie. Every day there's another misrepresentation. You're seeing it. And you're seeing it being perpetrated, these lies being perpetrated by the very people who are in power and who are getting ready to be in total power, because they've been working on this whole thing for about, I would say ever since the Civil Rights Act was passed. And, people think of the Civil Rights Act in terms of just African American descendants of the enslavement, but it actually served to help women too, and the disabled, and just about everybody. So when I say Civil Rights Act, do know that it includes everybody who had an interest in oppression and not being oppressed. So right now they've corrupted the executive branch, they've corrupted the legislative branch, and when Kavanaugh goes in, all three branches will have been corrupted and will be under the thumb of you-know-who. And all of those things that they want to get rid of, they are going to work very diligently to do that. So, oh, hey, Mike O'Brien, how you doing? But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to stay on here too long. I just wanted to read that essay. Tomorrow I'll probably read another one. Or, what is tomorrow? Friday. Tomorrow I'll probably do another one. But until then, talk to you later. Bye-bye.